What's up, guys, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have a very interesting video ahead of us today. We are going to be attempting to land the space shuttle from space. This looks absolutely incredible. Look at these thermal tiles doing their job as we're re-entering the atmosphere. I think we're somewhere around 250,000 feet right now, and we are pretty much in free fall down to Florida below. Now, this is a little bit high. We're going to take this in 3 different steps. So first up, we've got a landing challenge for the final approach. We're going to be starting around 10,000 feet, and the shuttle is already lined up. Basically, the very last part of the landing is all that we're going to be responsible for, just to kind of get a feel for this bird, because she's an interesting one. And from there, we're going to take it from 50,000 feet, where we kind of cruise in and turn. And then last but not least, we're going to take it in from space and see if we can make it happen. Very excited for this. We've got some fun facts and stuff. It's going to be great. And yeah, I mean, who doesn't love the space shuttle? Look at this beauty right here. My goodness. Okay, so we're going to fire this thing up. So we, again, I believe this is, oh yeah, we're on final. We're over here. This is only like an hour from my house to the east, directly east. Got Merritt Island here and the whole NASA operation and SpaceX and everything else out here. But yeah, I guess this is the interior. This is what the astronauts could work with. This is it. Just this little window right here in front of us, and I'm not even sure where the runway is, so I'm going to start pulling back a little bit, and we're going to see, I think it's going to, oh, there she is. I was going to say, I think it's somewhere along the left side of this road, but it looks like we've got some markers here. So we're coming in a little bit hot, go to about 284 miles an hour, dropping altitude like it's nobody's business. We're at about 5,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and put gear down. I'm not exactly sure when they would, but I want to make sure these things are all set up for us. And we're going to see what we can do for our first attempt at a land. I don't know. This cloud is very inefficient here for us. We're good. All right. So from the inside, this is what they're looking at, and this is the angle they'd be coming in at. So the thing is there's no propulsion right now. Like this space shuttle, it's you know, you've got flight control surfaces. We've got an air brake, which I'm probably going to put out right now up there on our vertical stabilizer, and we are pretty much just a giant brick falling out of the sky. Like we've got wing. Oh, we're coming in a little hot, maybe. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know, may have broken a couple of backs on that landing. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen back here. I apologize. Bit of a harsh fall there, but we are officially back down on the ground in Florida, and technically I think we're going to be able to call that a win, even though we may have permanently and irreparably damaged this thing. I'm going to try it again here. We're going to see if we can get a little bit smoother landing, but the thing is this thing, it's not designed to fly. You know what I mean? So again, like I said, we have no power right now. There is no propulsion or anything. This thing is literally just falling out of the sky. Obviously, this is not the most aerodynamic vehicle in the world, so although you've got a little bit of control and she will float a little bit, it's just like, I think the average, like the glide ratio of a commercial airplane is like 17-1 or something. This thing is like 4-1. So it is very, very inefficient, and you are in a slightly controlled fall from the atmosphere, which is honestly a little bit terrifying. And I cannot believe, I can't make much sense of a lot of these instruments and things here. There is a lot going on in here, my goodness. But I can't believe that this is what they're working with, is this little thing right here. Can we see? Oh, that's the tip of the runway. Okay, we're gonna start dropping this thing down. Maybe we want a slightly more aggressive approach so we can flatten out a little bit better. Let's go ahead and get our gear down here. I'm gonna try doing this one fully inside the cockpit for the landing. Coming in here. Gonna see if we can't flatten it out a little bit towards the ends. Oh, it was actually pretty close. Do we have a sky? We've got skylights in here. Dude, what? I saw the light coming up on the instrument panel there. That's interesting. But yeah, I think we were a little bit late on the leveling out there. I do think we're going to be able to improve this quite a bit, so I'm excited for this. Basically, you're in a 200,000 pound glider, and again, I want to reinforce, you get one shot at this. There is no engine behind you. There is no sort of thrust. There is no backup plan. There is no anything. You are falling in this giant brick down to the earth, and it's got to be perfect. If you overshoot the runway, there's no power to get you to go around. If you undershoot the runway, there's no power to make sure that you make the runway. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be spot on every single time. It would probably help if I knew exactly where to look on these, you know, avionics here, but we're just going to try to trust our gut. We do have an angle of attack thing here. I feel like the cloud is really kind of ruining our day, but it's going to be okay. Just got to finesse this thing in here under the cloud. Typical Florida weather here. Here we go. All right, gonna see if we can do it inside. Let's go ahead and release that landing gear. We want to make sure we keep enough speed up that we can really flatten this thing out. Pretty aggressive angle here, but I'm pretty sure that's what you would be using. Got a nice 3-mile long runway. We'll talk about this a little bit later. I've got a lot of fun facts. Doing the research for these videos is always the best part. We're gonna see if we can't pull back on the yoke here. Okay. I feel like that was pretty good. I'm just gonna let her come down. Nice and even, nice and slowly. Beautiful. That is how you're supposed to do it right there, Trev. We honestly needed a pretty steep angle of attack. That glide slope is pretty crazy, but yeah. Then we can, I think we can arm our chute, deploy our chute. That's going to send our little parachute out here, and then we've also got the speed brake that we forgot to apply up there. So bam, there you have it. Nice and easy. It just so happens that was only from 10,000 feet, and we were already lined up with the runway. Is he going to be able to come to a stop is the question. I don't know if the shuttle had actual brakes. I don't know how to apply the brakes. It looks like we might be running into the light array down here. But you know what? It's going to be fine. You know, the crew's safe. That's what matters. Okay, so we're going to be entering the TAEM at 50,000 feet. The shuttle switches to manual CSS mode. So basically, I think it's on autopilot coming in, and then at 50K and under, that's when the captain takes over and has full control of the aircraft. Follow the flight path towards the HAC, perform the maneuver. So I think we're going to be doing like a bank turn into it. You know, kind of comes in, you turn, make your approach. I think they do big S maneuvers to bleed off speed as they're coming in. It's just the level of precision that's needed, and I cannot get over the fact that you literally get one chance, and if not, most likely you and all of your crew are really screwed. I'm not sure if there's any sort of a you know, ejectocito cuz button or anything, but all right. So do we? Oh well, hello. Where? It's got to be over there, right? Or is it over to the right? No, it's definitely back to the right, or back to the left. Sorry. I'm assuming, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm assuming, and this is why you should trust me to be in control of the spacecraft here, I'm assuming we're going to want to kind of bring this thing around, bring her around town here. And we're going to want to go up north, and we're going to see if we can line up with the runway, so this is going to be a lot more complicated. I love all the little windows in here, dude. I mean, obviously they are very, very small, but I will say the viz is pretty good. I can't wait to walk around this thing when we get up to the high one. We definitely will, but this gives us a little bit of a chance to talk about this thing. So this is the space shuttle. Obviously, it is taking a really, really long time to turn around. Oh, that's got to be the airstrip over there. I don't know if we're going to make that. I think we probably had to start our turn a little bit earlier, but we're just going to try our best, and we're, you know, we could put her in the drink if it worst comes to worst. We definitely don't want to lose our momentum here, though. But yeah, this beautiful white bird is the space shuttle, or the official name is the Space Transportation System, aka STS. You'll see STS and like the mission number and stuff after it. STS 40, STS 100 and whatever. The shuttle was first developed in the 70s. They went into operation in the 80s, and they ran all the way through 2011 when they were retired. In total, there were 6 space shuttles that ran, I think, 135 missions, which is crazy. Obviously, in terms of money, it's really hard to say, but they, you know, kind of estimate that the total program was somewhere around $211 billion, and every launch was somewhere between $500 million and $1.5 billion. We got a, let me get my map out here. Where's Waze? Hey Siri, can you take me to the nearest 3-mile long landing strip, please? Oh, it's okay. It's back behind us. So we just wanted to go to the right. It was to our south. All right, we're gonna have to see if we can turn this thing around again. I don't know if we're gonna have enough juice for this, fellas. We're talking. Oh, Siri is mapping to Kennedy Space Center. We're not gonna do that right now. Is that the strip over there? Oh no, this is really not good. How did you get lost up here, Trev? You literally, that's the thing, is that the strip is so long you can see it from space. You could have seen this thing. Honestly, we could potentially just land backwards on it. We're gonna go the opposite of what we just did, and it might actually work out for us. Look at this. We're gonna have the tip of that runway, just the tip, coming into our little window here. Oh my goodness, dude, there's no way. All right, well, You know, if you're in a crisis, your boy will get you there no matter what. We're coming in a little bit crooked, a little bit sideways. We want to make sure we keep our speed up here. I don't want to level out too much because we want to be able to level out at the end. We want a nice aggressive angle of attack. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to apply our landing gear. I cannot believe this worked out so unbelievably well for us on the first try, but we're not going to jinx it here, Trev. So we definitely want to try to keep our speed up. Keep it nice and even, not too many adjustments to our flight controls. Everyone is going to reduce speed. We're going to drop the landing gear at the last second so we can keep that speed up, trying to get you guys inside and outside. Like, it's nice to kind of see both. I don't know if we're going to have enough speed to level out. I really hope we do. I think we will, actually. We're good. Here we go. I may have leveled out too late. Just a little... did not land on the designated runway. Okay, that's, yeah, because we went the wrong way. I was going to put that thing down, though. Trust. Okay, hold up. So this is the runway right here. It was directly under us the entire time. I think we would have come out this way and land going north. Oh, my goodness, dude. This is, I get chills just doing this, thinking about this, doing the research for this was so much fun. I love when we do all of our military jets and stuff, but I am so fascinated by space, by NASA, by everything. Like, this is absolutely incredible, the fact that I'm doing this from my living room right now, or my office. This is terrifying. This looks like the plane is going like straight up in the air, and those are clouds up in the sky, but those are actually clouds over the ocean here. So I don't really know what kind of a turn we need. I'm just going to do a wide bank turn and give us plenty of time and space and everything else to be able to make this thing work. But yeah, so this is the first ever reusable spacecraft. Obviously, it was in 3 parts. You had this thing here, so this big white plane looking thing. This is called the orbiter. This is the piece that, you know, all the astronauts were in and they stayed in space and whatever else. You also had the giant fuel tank underneath it and then the boosters on each side of the fuel tank. So those would take it up, get it out of the atmosphere. Afterwards, these engines would fire up. That would take it into space. And then, you know, the boosters and everything would fall back down in the ocean and they'd go and be recovered. That's this damn runway again, bro. This is unbelievable. Is that it over there? That's got to be it, right? That's gotta be it. Yep, I see the lights on it. Okay. We may have banked this a little bit too far, but we're gonna see how this thing goes. Right now, our airspeed's about 240 miles an hour, which is about what you want to land this thing at, which again is crazy because you only get one shot at it. So you're you know, flying faster than any sort of a commercial airline, and you're landing it without any fuel, without any chance to go around or anything else. But what's crazy is 240 right now. Like, I guess that's kind of fast. You know, regular commercial jets go, you know, 550, stuff like that. When it's up in the atmosphere, you're going 17,500 miles per hour. That means you're seeing a sunrise or a sunset every 45 minutes. I just, like, imagine being in this thing and watching the sunrise and the sunset and the sunrise and the sunset literally more than once per hour. That's wild. We are losing a lot of airspeed here and we've lost a lot of altitude. I think we may have undershot this one. They should have let me land it the first time. I know it was backwards. I know it would have caused a fuss. I know people would have been upset, but we would have been safe. Got one of the longest runways in the world in front of us, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hit it, dude. I think this runway is like 15,000 feet long. It's got 1,000 feet of runoff at the start and at the end, too. So it's like, you know, it's pretty crazy. It's needed because the shuttle needs to be able to slow down with... Oh, shoot. It's off to the left over here. Oh, we're going to be in trouble. We are going to be in trouble. That is really not good. We're just going to have to hope for the best. We're starting to fall a little bit faster. Oh, boy. This is what I'm talking about. We had to have it exact, Trev. We did not have it exact this time. I think this thing is 300 feet wide. It's so long, and it gets so hot from the Florida sun, it actually causes issues. Not issues, but just kind of like its own little microclimate over here. Heats up the air, changes the wind and things like that because it's just so freaking big. They also use it, I mean, nowadays, it's obviously not used for landing shuttles, but they use it for, like, top speed runs and things like that. Oh, my gosh, dude, we were so close. I'm going to see if we can send it. We're falling out of the sky. I'm going to put the landing gear down, if they can get down in time. Oh, he was so close, but so far. Yeah, I don't think that's going to count. Oh my goodness, dude, this thing is just ridiculous. All right, so it's directly under us. I think we got to keep it a little bit lighter and tighter here, Trev. We're going to see what we can do. I'm going to see if we can just really drop a lot of altitude quickly Obviously, we would rather have more speed than too little speed. You can always bleed speed off. You can't, I mean, it's definitely a delicate balance here, but I feel like that's the answer. Now, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get ourselves lined up, but we could talk about the tiles on this thing. So you see the tiles all over this spacecraft, especially these ones down here. These are what allow this thing to re-enter the atmosphere. So this is the heat shield, or the TPS, the thermal protection system. So basically super high-tech skin on this aircraft that's basically made from a really refined, like, pure quartz sand is you know, kind of a simple way of putting it. There's a bunch of materials and stuff in it, but basically these tiles are so delicate you could crush them with your hand, but they're also strong enough and thermal resistant enough that they can withstand 300,000 degrees temperatures as you're coming back into the atmosphere, which is crazy. I have no idea where we are. We're actually doing, I feel like we're doing better here. I feel like we're on the right path. But yeah, you've got all kinds of these things all over all the wings and everything. Obviously, the black side is kind of the more heat-resistant side, wherever you can think that you'd get a lot of drag and stuff. So the entire bottom of it, the nose, you can see up here on, like, the edge of the you know, engine and the top of the wings and stuff there. It's just, you know, obviously looks really cool, but also a major function happening there. We're actually in a pretty good spot. I feel like our, you know, we're a little bit off, but we're going to be okay. Got this thing in our sights here. Got to be careful about our airspeed. I do feel like we've got quite a bit of airspeed here, so I'm going to apply the speed brake. But we don't want to do too much. I'm going to apply a little bit of speed brake, put the gear down. We'll see where that goes. Not bad. Maybe a little bit more speed brake. I think we want to be landing around 240 miles an hour. We're obviously a little bit off center here, but I think we're going to be able to get this done. Ooh, our speed actually looks great right now. This was really well executed. Just not exactly on the nose in terms of location or center line, but we should be able to correct that here. Come down aggressively. Dude, it feels so unnatural coming down at that steep of an angle. I'm going to try to correct it at the last minute, which is not what you want to hear your captain saying. I really like trying to land it inside, but I feel like outside you guys get to actually see it. Like a freaking glove, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, we need to go full air brake. Let's go ahead and arm and deploy the chute, and we're going to see if we can get this thing stopped in time this time. I don't know if it has actual brakes, but we're going to hope we can get this thing done. Imagine the feeling. The rattling of this cockpit. The first time you have touched ground in potentially months. Imagine the feeling of successfully coming back from space and seeing the Earth, seeing green grass, seeing blue skies, seeing everything else, and being like, I'm about to step off this. I'm going to go see my family. I'm going to get some, you know, good food. I'm going to do whatever. I'm not going to be pooping in a bag from this point forward. Going to be able to use a toilet, maybe a bidet, take an actual shower. That would be absolutely incredible. And look at that. I feel like, in terms of distance, that was pretty well executed, and you can now see why this runway is so long. We were pretty slow, a little bit slower than I think you'd typically land at. I'm sure there's a little extra braking and stuff in there, but we still used most of it. This thing is stanced up, bro. Look at that. Look at the way she's super nose heavy there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it spacebar? Control spacebar? I think there's something that you can, like, put the e-brake on or something, but we'll call that a win. Dude, this game is so crazy. So I forgot that we had Tropical Storm Gil off in the Eastern Pacific over here, and the menu of the game just reminded me of it. That's, technology is getting insane. But yeah, so for the next mission, the last two, I bought this on the marketplace in case you guys want to check it out. But when you buy the shuttle, I went to the wrong thing. You got to go to activities. You go to activities, you go to your custom content, you get these two missions. And then for the last one, you're supposed to just be able to go to the world map. And what, you know, typically you would want to do is be somewhere around Florida. So we're just going to set a random departure, and it will put us in a certain spot for the final, like, from space approach, which is what we were doing in this intro. But from what I can tell, because I attempted this just to see if it worked, and I don't think it's right, because it's putting us on the far west coast of Florida. I don't think there's any way that we're going to be able to get all the way over to the east coast of Florida here, but we're going to try our best. 250,000 feet, maybe a little bit more here. And the other thing is, I just realized we can change the flight instruments, but technically with this challenge, it's supposed to be on autopilot until you get to 50K feet. So it's going to drop us on the west coast of Florida with 50,000 feet to figure our life out. We're going to see if we can get this bird down, baby. But for now, can we maybe take a look around the cockpit. Dude, this is incredible. And then if we go up, we can also take a look at the cargo bay back here. Look at this. I'm pretty sure that right there is the door that connects with the ISS, so you can enter the ISS. But this, like, cargo bay back here is insane. You could fit a full school bus in this. It's like 75 feet long, I think. Correction, 60 feet long, but it could carry up to 50,000 pounds. So you could literally put a school bus in here. But obviously, you know, things like the Hubble telescope, pieces of the ISS. Like, this thing was basically a giant ferry for parts for the ISS to build the ISS and satellites and things like that. That's kind of the reason for her here. Just kind of a giant winged shipping container, and it pretty much flies like one, if we're being honest. Ooh, the sticks are mine. Sticks are mine. Hold on a second. Okay, let me let me get my butt back in the seat here, and we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna try to flatten this thing out. Do we have any airports in the area? Yeah, we're not gonna be able to make it over to the east coast of Florida. I think there's something bugged there. We've got KOCF X35. KOCF sounds like it might be a big airport. What's KOCF? Let's see if we can get a visual on anything. We're looking for anything long and straight. I mean, even, you know, little Eisenhower runway system. Oh, Ocala Jim Taylor Field. That, okay, Ocala's airport, there's no way. That thing's small. County and Park of, I'm not even sure what that is. Shady International, that doesn't seem like a good idea either. I mean, how much, we're not getting in, oh, airspeed of 270. Do we think we can potentially, we might be able to. There's no way. Dude, we'd have to travel half the state. Yeah, there's no way. It's going to be over here. Is this a road? That looks like some sort of a waterway. That might be a road. That's a road. It was Eisenhower that did that, right? He made a lot of the interstates, you know, straight in sections so that they could have potential, you know, runoffs for planes and things. Not runoffs, but emergency landing spots. I'm going to bring this big bird around here. We're going to see if we can get her down. I'm kind of tempted. Leeward Airport Ranch, Greystone. I think the highway is going to be our best bet, and I've already lost it. So yeah, I think this would be about worst case scenario, because again, you don't have any thrust to be able to do anything with. I was not ready to be put into this situation, but we're going to be okay. I think this area here is kind of what I'm aiming for, I believe. We're probably going to need a little bit longer, though. We might need to get up there. Airspeed of 339. Oh, boy, dude. Oh, no, this off to the left. That's what I wanted. Looks like a big double wide highway. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to go off to the left over here. Dude, look at all the little baseball fields. Like, I'm flying a space shuttle over northwestern Florida, which is never where you would want to see a space shuttle at this height. If you do, you've got big problems happening. I would get out of the way, but we're going to see what we can do here. 280 airspeed, looking pretty good. Going to try to line this thing up. Put our gear down at the last minute. Look at the shadow on the ground over there. Oh my goodness, dude. Got to make sure we evade the trees and everything. 252 airspeed. Let's go ahead and drop that nose a little bit. We're going to see if we can just glide this bird in. We've got traffic down there. Hey, yo, dude, can you imagine you see a space shuttle coming in while you're driving on the interstate? Really upset with work, you know, just tired of it, tired of your boss, and you're like, oh, well, things could always be worse, couldn't they? Here we go. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This thing is so freaking big. Look at the size comparison to a semi-truck driving down the thing. Dope! We did our best. Bro, what is going on? Oh my God, hold on a second. Wait, this is actually super, super sick. I'm actually entering the atmosphere. It's like that meme, everything's on fire. Bro, this is actually incredible. This is what it looks like. Is it just like bright flashing yellow and you're just hoping that these little tiles on the outside of this thing keep you safe? Little glimpses of space off in the distance. Oh, we are officially in the atmosphere, I guess.
Mach 3.5.
I think this is what we were supposed to have before. We're flying across the entire state of Florida right now, and I think we're coming into, we're going to be able to make the jump. So it had us come in from the atmosphere. We went through, like you guys saw earlier when we tried to spawn in, we were like just barely coming out of it. This time it actually gave us the right trajectory. Look at that. That's like Tampa and stuff over there. We just watched ourselves cross the entire state of Florida in one go like that in just a couple of minutes. And down here, this is going to be our landing strip. You can literally see it right there. That's how big that thing is. This is where we need to land. So this is what we've been training for.
Mach 2.
We're at Mach 2 right now. This is what we've been training for. We've got to come down. We've got to turn around. We've got to come in, and we've got to make it. So no pressure. This is one and done. If we fail it, No retries. We obviously didn't quite make it on the highway, so hopefully the runway is going to be a slightly better performance. Such sweaty hands right now. Thinking about what this would be like if I was an astronaut. Like, imagine you're the captain. Like, the only person in the shuttle that's in control of the shuttle the entire time is this guy right here in this left seat. It is entirely up to you. All your crew, everything, all the research, all the everything you have on board right now, everything is reliant on you getting down to that little runway down there and successfully putting this bird down. At 50,000 feet, we're taking over. We're at 88,000 feet right now. All right, beautiful. Here we go. Dude, I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to end the video like that. This is so much better. We just saw the entire state of Florida in a matter of minutes. This is insane.
80,000.
80,000 feet. That's one of the longest runways in the world right there, and it looks so small from up here. This is unbelievable, dude. It's so quiet. Whoa. Not quiet anymore. That was us going under Mach 1, I think. Possibly. We might be going in and out of it. I'm not sure. We should get control of 50,000 feet. We are officially in control of the aircraft, gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Where is this thing again? It is so loud. It's down there. Really don't want to be too far over to the east here. We want to make sure that we're staying in line with this thing. We got to get over what's our altitude? We're at 30. I remember we wanted to be kind of in line at about 10. So we're gonna be careful here. I think, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we might have waited a bit long to turn. We've got space to work with here. Look at that. There she is. That's home right there. Wife and kids and dog and whole country waiting for us to get back. We gotta make sure we get there, Trev. Got some fighter jets that have intercepted us here to help guide us in. All right, beautiful. Good to see you, fellow aviators. Appreciate you. I think it wanted us to do a spiral to come down. I mean, we could spiral one more time, but I also feel like that's a little bit risky, man. I would rather just try to get online and call it a day. You know what I mean? I just feel like there's a lot more that can go wrong if we're bleeding off speed. I would rather be in line and adjust speed accordingly and altitude accordingly. I guess that's the point, is then laterally you don't run out of you know, you're always over the runway to an extent, but honestly, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, you gotta be in line, otherwise you're screwed. There's no other option, so whatever it takes to get you there, do it. We're just gonna go with our gut. NASA scientists, they think they've got this flight pattern figured out. Come on now. They didn't play MS Flight Sim 2020. I am feeling a little bit low here, but we might be okay. I wanna see, where the frick is that landing strip, dude? Where is it? I think it's somewhere in front of us. These clouds are terrible. 227 airspeed. Oh, it's right in front of us. Trevor, you freaking G! The thing is I think it might be too far. I think double or second guessing myself with the corkscrew. If we would have been turning more right then, we would have been in a good spot. But we're gonna hope for the best here. 173 airspeed. I mean, we've got a little height to play with. We need to find that perfect amount.
Too low airspeed.
Yeah, I know. The airspeed's too low. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it, gentlemen. Too slow. I'm aware. Trust your NASA engineers. I'm excited that we actually got this thing to work either way. Dude, that's twice now. I mean, I would probably vote to put it into the water. I'm gonna try to full send all the way to the runway, and we'll see if we can make it. We're about to stall. This is not good. We're going into the trees, gentlemen. Hold on. Oh, no! So if you guys enjoyed, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. I kind of want to do, they have the 747 that was modified so it could carry this and take it. Oh, he just clipped the wing there. But yeah, the one that could carry this around the country and fly with it. It's like a plane on top of a planeception situation. It'd be kind of fun. I think we're going to do that next. And if there's anything else you guys want to see, I've got a list of planes that I want to do. I just missed this game. We haven't played it in a while, and I figured now is a good time to check it out. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me put this landing gear away to make sure that nobody, you know, try to make a small footprint so everyone can keep making their way to work. And I'll see you guys later.